YouTube, what's going on, baby? It's your boy Flip Rodriguez, and in today's YouTube video it's going to be extra special, something very passionate to my heart. Now, fair warning, it will be triggering to some people that are watching this, whether you're going through it or you have been through it or you're still healing from it. So if this video makes you any way, shape, or form uncomfortable or triggering, please turn it off and make sure to talk to somebody for some help. Now, some of you guys know me from American Ninja Warrior. Some of you may know my story, some of you may not. I would love to talk to you guys a little bit about my story, so we're gonna jump right into it. Obviously, I've been on American Ninja Warrior for 11 years now. Yes, 11 years. I have recently, well, not recently, but you know, about 6 years ago, I came out with my story about being sexually abused on national television. And one of the biggest worries throughout my entire childhood into my adulthood was people finding out about it and bullying me, harassing me, calling me all these names that I didn't want to really deal with because I was already feeling depressed, angry, very alone, and I just didn't want to further that process. So one of the biggest things for me personally is that I talk about my story everywhere now. And the biggest reason for that is I want other people that are dealing with it, have dealt with it, to feel comfortable enough to be able to talk about it so we can spread awareness and try to stop sexual abuse as much as possible. I know that's a long stretch, but if we don't try, we don't succeed. I am partnering up with Barbara Sinatra Children's Center, and in a way to create more awareness to sexual abuse. More importantly, we're trying to fight child abuse. And one of the ways I believe to do this is to share my own experience. I truly believe that vulnerability is strength. And I know that's tough to understand sometimes, especially if you're in this situation. For me personally, I have found it very strengthening telling my story to a bunch of strangers and getting a lot of positive reinforcement. You know, the first time I talked about it was on national television, and that was the biggest step for me to start talking about it. And I gained a lot of positive feedback that I was really strong to talk about it. You know, more males should talk about it. And I'm here to tell you guys that I'm going to continue to talk about it. And Barbara Sinatra has been a huge partner for me this coming year to continue to talk about it, and we're trying to spread the word and share resources and go out there and try to stop child abuse as much as possible. On June 3rd, my virtual event series will be coming out for fightchildabuse.org. I really literally opened up my heart and I expressed who I was. I was able to go into depth into my story, which I cannot wait for you guys to hear, because again, I feel like if we don't put ourselves in a position to talk about it and share our own experiences, we can't learn and we can't figure out how to solve this problem. I'm gonna walk you guys through what it was like coming up with the idea, what it was like shooting the episode, and the crew has been phenomenal. They've been very sensitive every step of the way, making sure I was comfortable in this episode coming up with the ideas. They were very open to whatever I really wanted to share, and I really sat down with them. I really sat down with myself, more importantly, and really thought about how deep am I really gonna go. And I came to the conclusion, and I talked to him. I said, hey guys, listen, if there was any opportunity for me to be vulnerable to the extreme, this is it. So I want to give you guys everything. And they were super thrilled about it. And they were, again, very sensitive. Like, hey, listen, don't want you to say anything you're uncomfortable with. And I was just like, hey, man, I've been uncomfortable with this my whole life. And this is the first time that I really feel comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, you know? So we're out here talking about it. That idea came about. I wrote down my story very heavily in details, and I gave it to them. They made a script out of my story, and voila, we had an episode. The crew came down from New York all the way down to Florida. We filmed inside the Ninja Gym at Ninja Street, and then we filmed inside a green screen, which was the coolest thing ever because I got to read off the teleprompter. And I don't know if you guys know, but that's really hard to do. I really got into a position where in the gym I was able to talk about my story more in depth. really show you guys how ninja obstacles really cross in with life and my story personally, because I don't know about you guys, but for me, I feel like everything I come across in my life is an obstacle. Whether I fail it 100 times or not, I come back and I have to try again and I have to succeed it. And then once you pass an obstacle in your life, you're like, well, here's another one. It can never be smooth sailing, you know? So for me, it was a great episode to shoot. I really got myself in a deep mindset where I almost had to be back when I was a child. And that was the trickiest part about it all. And I was able to dig really, really deep. Show you guys, you know, David Rodriguez, for those of you guys that know who I used to be. Some of you may be asking, well, Flip, if it's uncomfortable, why continue to talk about that? Why put yourself in that position? Well, little Jimmy, I believe it's going to be extremely important and it's going to make a massive difference in the world, because a lot of people may be just like David Rodriguez growing up, where we didn't have resources, we didn't know where to look, we didn't know who to talk to. And fightchildabuse.org is going to be the place where you can find resources, and maybe even share these resources with someone you think may be going through something, or you know is going through something. Be like, hey, listen, I don't know how to help, but here's this. So make sure you guys check the description below, where I'm going to put the link to fightchildabuse.org. Make sure to sign up for the virtual event series that I have going on June 3rd. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.